You know that moment when you're standing in your kitchen, staring at a jar you just can't seem to open no matter how hard you try? Or when you wake up in the morning and realize you completely forgot to take your medication last night. That quiet voice inside whispers, "Maybe I could use a little help." But then another voice immediately argues back, "No, I don't want to bother anyone. I've always managed on my own." If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something important today. Recognizing when you need support isn't a sign of weakness. It's one of the wisest, strongest things you can do. In fact, knowing when to ask for help is what allows you to maintain your independence longer. The most self-sufficient seniors I know are the ones who've learned this important lesson. Getting the right help at the right time actually gives you more freedom, not less. Over the years, I've worked with hundreds of seniors and their families, and I've noticed there are usually 5 key signs that indicate it might be time to bring in some extra support. Today, we'll explore the first 2 of these signs in depth, not to alarm you, but to empower you with knowledge. More importantly, we'll talk about exactly how to ask for help in ways that feel comfortable, dignified, and on your own terms. 1. The close call pattern. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. At 78, she prided herself on her independence. But one day, she made a startling realization. "I counted 5 almost accidents in a single week," she told me. "I nearly fell getting out of the shower. I forgot the stove was on twice. I missed my medication doses. I got slightly lost driving to my usual grocery store, and I completely blanked on my neighbor's name, someone I've known for 15 years. These near misses are your body and mind's warning system. They're not necessarily signs that you can't live independently, but they are clear indicators that some strategic support could prevent a serious problem down the road. Here are some common close calls to watch for: trips, stumbles, or near falls that could have been serious. Moments of confusion in places you know well. Close calls with appliances, medications, or other household hazards. Forgetting important appointments or obligations. Difficulty with tasks that used to feel simple, like balancing your checkbook. How to ask for help gracefully. The key is to frame the conversation positively. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this anymore," try something like, "I've been thinking, what if we got one of those medication dispensers that beeps when it's time to take my pills? That way we can both feel more at ease about me keeping up with my prescriptions." This approach focuses on solutions rather than problems, and invites your loved ones to be partners in your care rather than rescuers. 2. The disappearing chores phenomenon. Here's an exercise I'd like you to try. Walk through your home and really look at it with fresh eyes. Notice, is there laundry piling up that didn't used to accumulate? Are there dusty shelves or surfaces you used to clean regularly? Is there expired food in the fridge you normally would have thrown out? Are household repairs going undone that you would have handled in the past? These aren't signs that you're becoming lazy or negligent. They're important clues that your precious energy is being rationed, consciously or unconsciously, for the things that matter most to you. And that's actually very wise. The art of selective help. One of the most effective strategies is to identify which tasks drain you and which bring you joy, then ask for help accordingly. Try this approach with family. I've realized I'd much rather spend my energy playing with the grandkids than scrubbing floors. Would you be open to splitting the cost of a housekeeper with me for a few hours each week? Or, I still love cooking my famous meatloaf, but grocery shopping is getting harder. Would you be willing to either drive me to the store or help me set up grocery delivery? This way, you're not giving up control. You're making strategic decisions about how to spend your energy on what matters most to you. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but asking for help means losing my independence. Let me share an important perspective. The seniors who maintain the most independence longest are those who know how to ask for the right help at the right time. Think of it like this. If your favorite chair started wobbling, you wouldn't wait for it to collapse underneath you before fixing it. You'd tighten the screws or get someone to help you repair it. Your independence is like that chair. Getting some support now helps prevent bigger losses later. In our next conversation, we'll explore 3 more subtle but important signs that extra support could be beneficial, including one that often goes completely unnoticed until it creates a serious problem. We'll also talk about how to have these conversations with family, without feeling like you're giving up control. But for today, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own life? Or perhaps you found a creative way to get some help while still maintaining your sense of independence. Share your experiences in the comments. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this message resonates with you, please hit that like button. It helps these important conversations reach more people who might be struggling with these decisions. Remember, asking for help isn't the end of your independence. It's how you take control of the next chapter of your life. You know what's interesting? The biggest challenges seniors face often don't come from suddenly needing help. They come from waiting too long to ask for it. That's because many of the warning signs are so gradual, so subtle, that we adjust to them without realizing how much they're affecting our lives. Today, we're going to talk about 3 more signs that it might be time to consider some extra support. The kind of signs that often fly under the radar until something serious happens. More importantly, we'll discuss exactly how to have these conversations with your loved ones in ways that keep you firmly in the driver's seat of your own life. 3. The good enough standard shift. Think back to 5 years ago. Would you have been comfortable with wearing the same outfit multiple days in a row because laundry feels overwhelming? Letting dishes pile up for days at a time? Skipping showers because getting in and out of the tub feels risky? What we often don't notice is how gradually our standards change when daily tasks become more challenging. This isn't about laziness. It's about energy conservation. Your brain is brilliantly adapting by deciding what really matters. The solution: instead of waiting until hygiene or home conditions become problematic, try this approach. I've noticed bathing is getting harder, but I'm not ready for assisted living. Could we look into a shower chair and maybe a weekly aid to help with things like trimming my toenails? This targets specific needs without giving up overall independence. 4. The social slowdown. Here's something many people don't realize. Turning down invitations isn't always about not wanting to go out. Often it's because getting dressed up feels like too much effort. Driving at night seems risky. You're worried about finding bathrooms. When outings decrease, isolation increases, and that affects both physical and mental health. How to stay social. Try this conversation starter. I'd love to keep coming to family dinners, but the drive home after dark makes me nervous. Would anyone be willing to carpool or help arrange rides? Most families are thrilled to help when they understand a specific need. 5. The mail pileup. Unopened bills, unanswered correspondence, and unsigned documents are often the first signs that paperwork is becoming overwhelming. This isn't just about organization. Financial tasks use more brain power than we realize. Simple solution. Consider saying, "Would you mind sitting with me once a month to go through my mail? I'd love your second set of eyes on important paperwork." This makes it collaborative rather than a takeover. Now, I know some of you worry. If I ask for help, they'll want to put me in a home. Here's the truth. Getting small helps now actually prevents bigger interventions later. In our final part, we'll talk about how to set up help in ways that preserve your dignity and control, plus the one phrase that stops pushy family members in their tracks. But today, I'd love to hear, which of these subtle signs have you noticed? Or what's your best tip for asking for help while keeping your independence? Share in the comments. Your wisdom helps us all. And if this resonates, please hit like. It helps these conversations reach more seniors navigating these decisions. Remember, getting help isn't about giving up. It's about staying in charge of your life on your terms. There comes a moment when we all realize asking for help isn't the hard part. It's setting it up in a way that actually feels helpful. Too many seniors end up with help that makes them feel more frustrated than supported. Maybe you've experienced this. Well-meaning family members swooping and take over, or paid helpers who don't understand your routines. Today, we're going to talk about how to get the right kind of help, the kind that supports your independence rather than undermining it. These are the strategies I've seen work for hundreds of seniors who needed support but refused to be sidelined in their own lives. The 3 circles approach to getting help. One of my favorite methods comes from Helen, an 82-year-old who told me, "I divided everything in my life into 3 circles: what I must do myself, what I like help with, and what I'm happy to hand off completely." Here's how it works. 1. The inner circle non-negotiables. These are the activities central to your identity and independence. Maybe it's preparing your morning coffee ritual, managing your own medication with reminders if needed, choosing what to wear each day, how to protect these. Be clear. These are the things that keep me feeling like myself. I'd like to keep doing them my way. 2. The middle circle, welcome help. These are tasks where assistance actually improves your quality of life. Transportation to appointments, heavy cleaning, yard work, how to frame it. I've realized I'd enjoy life more if I had some help with underscore. Could we talk about options? 3. The outer circle, ready to delegate. These are chores you're happy to hand off completely. Deep cleaning bathrooms, shoveling snow, dealing with insurance paperwork. The magic phrase. This would free up my energy for things I truly enjoy. Would you handle it completely? Handling pushy family members. We've all encountered that one relative who thinks they know what's best for you. Try this 3-step approach. Acknowledge their concern. I can see you really care about my well-being. State your position. And what would help me most is offer a compromise. Could we try it my way for a month, then check in? For persistent cases, the most effective phrase I've found is, I appreciate your advice. Let me think about that and get back to you. This stops arguments while maintaining your authority. Making paid help feel right. If you're bringing in professional caregivers, these tips help maintain your dignity. The first date rule. Treat the first meeting as a mutual interview. You're seeing if they're a good fit too. Create a About Me sheet. List your preferences, how you take your tea, favorite topics of conversation. Set clear boundaries early. I prefer to be called Mr. Johnson, not Sweetie or Honey. Remember, you're the employer in this situation, bringing it all together. The secret isn't avoiding help. It's designing help that works for you. Start small. Pick one task from your middle circle to delegate this week. Have one boundary-setting conversation using the 3-step method. Create your 3 circles list. It's okay if they change over time. I'd love to hear in the comments. What's one thing you'll put in your inner circle? Your answer might inspire others to claim their non-negotiables too. If this series helped you see getting help in a new light, please hit that like button. It helps other seniors find this important message. And consider subscribing. We've got more honest conversations about thriving in our later years coming your way. Here's to getting the right help, the kind that leaves you feeling empowered, not erased. Because your independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about being in charge of how you live your life.